There are 12 things that I would like to mention in today's video concerning this Canon PowerShot V1 that I'm using now. So if you are willing to buy one, better watch this video till the end. Or even if you are just curious to know more about this camera, I highly recommend you to watch this video. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. I'm Photorabs, a portrait photographer based in France, and I like creating content about action cameras, vlogging kits, and anything related to cameras actually. If you are interested in these topics, I highly appreciate if you go subscribe to my channel. That's a massive help. And I would like to tell you that this video is not sponsored by Canon nor by any other brand. But if you'd like to support my channel, you can join the member zone where you can ask all the questions that you would like to know about the gears that I showcase on my channel, and I'll make dedicated videos to answer your questions. Or you can also check my affiliate links down below. For example, on KDF Concept products, you can get 20% discount via my links down below, and I have lots of other discount codes that you can use from my affiliate links. And of course, if you are nearby France and you'd like to get this camera, I highly recommend you to go to Digit Photo, whether on their website or to their physical shop, and get it from there. So basically this video is gonna be about the pros and cons, or what I like and dislike about this camera, so you can get a better idea what to get or what you will get if you would like to purchase this Canon PowerShot V1. The first thing I would like to mention concerning this Canon PowerShot V1 is the grip and how it feels in the hand. Although I have the Sony ZV-1 Mark II, but this one has a way better grip. It is a little bit bulkier than the Sony, of course, but it has a better grip. Even with my large hands, I can have it in my hand and I can use it properly. And that's something very important if you'd like to vlog handheld with this one, or if you'd like to use a tripod. This is totally possible. But yeah, if you'd like to use it handheld, now with this one you have a better grip. The second point is about the zoom range of this camera. We have a focal length ranging from 16mm to 50mm, of course without the stabilization. The 16mm is great for vlogging, and even if you put the enhanced image stabilization, you will get around 18 to 20mm of focal length, while the zoom range is quite interesting if you would like to get closer to a subject or to get a little bit more reach. Now it is possible with this one. What I like a lot about this camera is the internal microphone, because now we have some wind around, and I've been testing this camera for a couple of weeks now, and I've been very impressed by the internal microphone. So if you'd like to vlog at handheld, now you can rely totally on this internal microphone and you will have great audio, and you don't need to have like an external microphone for these kind of vlogs. And that's something very, very, very important. I thought before that Sony was the reference for everything related to internal microphones, but this microphone here blew the Sony microphones away with like this, a blink of an eye. So yeah, the internal microphone of this one is top notch. There are lots of other things that I like about this camera. For example, the screen, which is very bright and very intuitive. You can see all the menus, and although it's a touch screen, it's like it has higher resolution than the Sony ZV-1 series, and I kind of like it a lot, especially that the design of the camera is great for the screen, because all the ports are from the opposite side of the screen, so you don't have to plug the mic or a USB-C cable or whatever you would like into the camera. You don't plug them from the screen side where it flips out. So that means that you can always see what you are recording on the screen. You can always check the settings, the mic levels, and whatever you would like to see on the screen. Now it is possible, and you don't have anything that is blocking that. And that's something personally I wish that all the other manufacturers would do the same, because now when I tried this one, I can see how bad is the design of all the other cameras where you have to plug everything from the screen side. Add to that, the autofocus of this camera is great. It is similar to the one that we can see on the Sony cameras. It's perfect, or somehow perfect, in terms of detecting the eyes, the face, and so on. Just do not tap on the screen while it is recording, so you will not shift the focus from a point to another. And yeah, the autofocus works perfectly. And of course, this camera has a bigger sensor compared to the Sony ZV-1 lineup. It has a sensor of 1.4 inches that allows you to have better low light performances, to have better dynamic range, and you can shoot in 10-bit 4:2 in C-Log 3. And now I'm shooting in C-Log 3, and the color grading of this mode, or of this profile, is quite easy, especially on DaVinci Resolve. So yeah, this is something that I really enjoy on this Canon PowerShot V1, the C-Log 3, and of course the 1.4-inch sensor for this dynamic range. And not to forget the color science of this camera, the skin tones, the green foliage that we see. They are incredible. I really like them. I don't like how some other cameras make the green, or how some other cameras make the skin tones. Even in automatic mode, I'm only in aperture priority to be able to shoot in f2.8. But yeah, the skin tones as well as the green foliage are really well done on this camera. But don't be fooled, this camera is not a perfect one. Let me tell you why. The widest aperture on this camera is f2.8 at 16 millimeters, which allows to gather, of course, much more light than f4 at 50 millimeters focal length. But with this sensor size, f2.8 is equivalent to about f6.4 in terms of depth of field, which is like not so cool to have. We don't have that much of a separation with the background. On the other side, on the Sony ZV-1 Mark II, we have an aperture of f1.8, which is equivalent to approximately f4.9 on a full frame scale in terms of depth of field. So of course the Sony will allow us to have a shallower depth of field, and that's something that personally I like. I don't have it on this camera. In the pros section in this video, in the beginning of this video, I said that this camera has a good grip, a better ergonomy than the other vlogging cameras, but at the same time it is not pocketable and it's not as compact as some would like to have or would like to see. It's not as compact as the Sony, it's not as compact as the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, it's not as compact as the action cameras, of course. Yeah, this is one downside, not for me, but for many others, I'm sure about that. But my main concern with this size of this Canon PowerShot V1 is that we have small batteries and they do not last for a long time. That's why I have with me a bunch of other batteries from Canon Concept that I found for a cheap price, and they work perfectly with this camera. Because yeah, it's a bit weird to have a camera to vlog with without much of power to run it. So I wish that Canon included bigger batteries in this one. And the other downside is that you don't have big battery, But also, if you are using a tripod, you have to unmount the tripod in order to change the battery, because the 1/4 inch thread is just next to the door of the battery and SD card, and that's a bummer in my opinion. Sony addressed this issue from the ZV-1 to the ZV-1 Mark II, but apparently Canon didn't learn anything from that, from this position of this 1/4 inch thread. And yeah, for me this is something not interesting. Add to that, until now we cannot find any cage for this camera. For the Sony ZV-1, the first generation, I had the cage where it will like screw on the 1/4 inch thread, but then it will move the 1/4 inch thread to the side so you can mount your tripod on the side of the camera. But with this one, there is no cage. If you know any brand that is making cages for the Canon PowerShot V1, let me know down below. And the last point that annoys me with this Canon PowerShot V1 is that, you know, that we don't have a big battery. We cannot change the battery if we have the camera on a tripod without unmounting the tripod and so on. We don't have a cage. But why we cannot charge the battery while using the camera? I have a power grip that I can screw on the bottom of the camera and use it as a handle, while with a USB-C power output that can charge my lights and so on. But I can charge the camera if it is turned off, but I cannot charge it if I'm using it. And that's a bummer in my opinion. Well, they have an issue on the battery side, but at least this one, Canon, if you're watching, you can address that in a firmware update, and I think you can do this. And that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit like, to subscribe, to ring the bell so you will not miss any upcoming post on my channel. And thank you for watching. Ciao for now.